and they were laughing. Andrew got off his horse and joined him. They stood there standing as one of the birds tilted its head. It spoke.
We enjoyed dancing with you boys.
Steve felt sick. He pulled out the gun he always carried and fired. The birds didn't fall. They circled above them, laughing even louder.
Hello. The next story will be about witches in a ranch in Mexico. I don't know why this is, but in Mexico there's a lot of paranormal activity, like witches, UFOs, and tons of stories of ghosts. And this one will be about witches, so you might think that witches are not scary and mock them, ridicule them, but please don't play with forces that you don't know anything about, because this might be just a story for some of you, but if you don't have enough respect for it, it might become your next reality. Let's begin with our program, What Crawls in the Nights. My family on my father's side has always talked about witches, not in a joking way, not as folklore, just as something you grow up knowing exists. The same way you know certain roads flood in the rainy season, or certain dogs bite without a warning. Every single member of my dad's family has at least one story. My uncles, my father, my grandfather, even my aunts and my grandmother. They don't sit around telling them for fun. Usually, the stories come out late at night, after a few beers, when someone asks why we don't go out riding horses after dark anymore. My dad's family comes from a very small ranch in Zacatecas, Mexico. When I say small, I mean everyone there is related. If you live on that ranch, chances are you share blood with us. There are maybe 4 or 5 families that aren't connected somehow. The land is dry, dirt roads, low brush, the kind of place where sound carries too far at night and the dark feels heavier than it should. This happened to 2 of my uncles when they were in their early 20s. They were getting ready to go to a party at another ranch a good distance away. Back then, they rode horses everywhere. They were known for staying out late and coming back long after everyone else was asleep. That night was no different. The party went on like any other. Music, drinks, dancing. At some point, my uncle Steve noticed 2 girls standing off of the side. He later described them as unusually beautiful, light skin, light colored hair, features you don't really see out there. He pointed them out to my other uncle, Andrew. They walked over, they danced with them for a while. Nothing strange happened. The girls barely spoke. When it got late, my uncle said goodbye and rode back towards home. About 30 minutes into the ride, they saw the 2 girls again. They were walking alone down the dirt road in the same direction my uncles were heading. That's when my uncle Steve said something felt wrong. There was no way the girls could have left before them and still be on foot. And there were no nearby houses. They stopped their horses and approached, thinking maybe the girls needed a ride or something. One of the girls laughed, and then they were gone. Not walked away, not hidden by the dark, just gone. My uncles didn't speak. They got back on their horses and continued riding, faster now. Then they heard laughter again. This time it was coming from the brush. Steve dismounted and called out, asking who was there. He said later that he didn't feel brave, just angry and confused. That's when he saw the birds, 2 of them, larger than any birds he'd ever seen. Their bodies were black enough to disappear against the sky, but their shapes were unmistakable. They were perched low, watching them, and they were laughing. Andrew got off his horse and joined him. They stood there standing as one of the birds tilted its head. It spoke.
We enjoyed dancing with you boys.
Steve felt sick. He pulled out the gun he always carried and fired. The birds didn't fall. They circled above them, laughing even louder. Steve cursed them. That's when one dove down and raked his face with its claws. He barely felt it, just a scratch. But the message was clear. As they flew away, one of the birds called out to him by name, his real name, the name he never gave those girls. My uncles didn't stay to think. They mounted their horses and rode straight home without looking back. They never stopped going to parties. Even though that happened that night, they never stopped going to parties. But they never rode that road again. Steve still has the scar, and my family still doesn't ride horses at night. Well guys, this was today's story. Sometimes you don't know what it is, or you don't know what it's called. For me, it seemed like kind of a skinwalker, but you never know what it is. Just remember, don't ignore the sounds tonight. You've already awakened it. Good night, and don't let the bed bugs bite.